Next week's VR drop is looking sweeter than cake in zero gravity. We've got a fresh batch of upcoming VR games across MetaQuest 3, PSVR 2 and PCVR that'll yank you straight into alternate realities. Oh, and we've got some news and updates as well. So if you're here to discover your next VR addiction or just want to brag in Discord that you knew before everyone else, buckle in, spacers. Things are about to get virtually wild. Hidden memories of the gardens between. Time to dust off the old emotional baggage and get nostalgic with VR goggles strapped to your face. This is a 2025 VR exclusive reimagining and expansion of the award-winning puzzle adventure The Gardens Between. You'll jump back into Arena and Frent's bond, now told through Arena's diary, because nothing screams vulnerability like hand-drawn feelings in first-person VR. The story will take place about 2 decades after the original, beginning when Frent, now an adult, finds Arena's childhood diary while moving homes. This transports him and the player back into the Gardens Between, where Arena's diary guides the new journey. The main gameplay mechanic involves manipulating time forward and backward, allowing you to guide the friends through intricate diorama-like worlds and solve environmental puzzles. Expect 40 new puzzles to twist your brain like a Rubik's Cube stuck in reverse time, plus memory-fueled dream islands where you'll swing clocks, doodle the past, and awkwardly fumble friendship bracelets like you're at summer camp again. And with Arena finally in the narrative spotlight, it's less just remember and more relive, with tears, tactile objects, and a whole lot of wow. World War Z VR. Developed by Saber Interactive, I hope your cardio's decent, because World War Z VR is about to toss you face first into the apocalypse treadmill from hell. Releasing August 12th, this first-person solo showdown will throw you into swarms so thick you'll be swatting air IRL. Inspired by the OG World War Z that infected 25 million players already, this VR reimagining swaps squad tactics for sweaty-palmed survival as you juggle zombies, ammo, and regret. You'll pick your operator, fancy word for meat bag with a gun, tweak your loadout, and then pray to the upgrade gods while sprinting through cities that scream vacation gone wrong. There's XP to earn, perks to unlock, and about 1,000 walking corpses ready to ruin your personal space bubble. With 3 difficulty levels, multiple mission paths, and a persistent feeling that you're being watched, because you are, this is the zombie gym simulator your fear reflexes didn't ask for, but absolutely need.
Hello, Kate Walker.
Syberia Remastered. She was supposed to sign some papers. Instead, she's chasing mammoths. The original game, Syberia 2002, follows Kate Walker, a New York lawyer sent to a small French town to finalize the sale of a toy automaton factory. Upon discovering that the factory's true heir, Hans Vorarlberg, is still alive and missing, Kate embarks on a cross-continental journey to find him. And now, Syberia Remastered will follow Kate Walker trading through New York courtrooms for snowy train rides through Eastern Europe, all in high-definition melancholy. This remaster takes Benoit Sokal's 2002 cult classic, polishes every gear, reimagines the puzzles, no more clicking everything until something moves, and lets you rediscover the magic of mechanical mammoths and awkward small talk with automatons. Oscar's back, sassier and shinier, guiding Kate through frozen villages, poetic ruins, and bureaucratic headaches with the grace of a rusty Roomba. The controls? Finally smooth. The UI? Less 2002 PowerPoint, and more Netflix-worthy adventure. Expect puzzles that'll tickle your brain just enough, and environments so gorgeous you'll want to live in them, assuming you like snow, steel, and existential crises. It could be your first ride to Syberia, or a nostalgia-fueled return trip. This one's running on emotional steam and clockwork charm. Trust me guys, this should be on everyone's wish list who isn't familiar with the franchise. And with that, let's move on to some exciting developments that are on the way. Crystal Commanders adds maps, voice chat. Crystal Commanders just got a serious glow-up with its version 2.0 update, and it's bringing the heat and the frost. Appropriately titled Fire and Ice, this latest patch throws in two spicy new maps, Frozen Fortress, where you're dodging icicles like some frosty ninja, and Mount Magma, where stepping the wrong way means lava baths. But the real star of the show? In-game voice chat. That's right. Now you can yell "build faster" at your teammates in real time, instead of just shaking your fists in VR silence. If that wasn't enough, two brand new units have entered the fray. The Demo Bot, which is basically an explosion with legs, and the Repair Drone, your floating little fixer-upper buddy. Oh, and say hello to the Light Factory, bringing fresh unit options to the battlefield. Add in some snazzy new match customization features, and Crystal Commanders is looking like it just leveled up big time. While it still keeps things on the simpler side for RTS veterans, that's kind of the charm. Spotify arrives on Quest VR. Well, it finally happened. Spotify has crash-landed on Quest, and your background sound dreams in VR are now officially alive and kicking. No more fumbling around with clunky browser tabs while zombies chew your virtual limbs, or while you build castles in Rec Room. Now, thanks to a shiny new progressive web app, PWA, you can soundtrack your virtual life with just a couple of clicks. It's not a full-blown native app, sure, more like Spotify politely showing up through the backdoor browser, but it still lets you shuffle playlists, jam to video podcasts, and vibe check your own mood while defusing bombs in VR. Just don't expect offline access like you would on your phone. This one's strictly Wi-Fi only. It's free, supports both free and premium accounts, and works on Quest 2 and up. So cue the dramatic boss battle theme or lo-fi chill hop while you procrastinate in style. Spotify on Quest has finally entered the chat. Star Citizen begins VR testing. It only took, an entire decade, but Star Citizen is finally suiting up for VR testing. Yes, the legendary space sim, known more for its ambition than its delivery timeline, is teasing actual VR support, 10 years after first whispering sweet nothings about it into our starry-eyed ears. For long-time backers who've been patiently orbiting the dream of a fully immersive space pilot experience, this news lands like a hyperspace jump straight into hope, or at least cautious optimism. So what does this mean? The devs say internal VR testing will begin soon, which in Star Citizen time could mean anywhere between next week and the next Ice Age. But the promise alone is enough to fuel some fresh buzz, because honestly, who doesn't want to manually pilot their massive space fridge with motion controls while dodging pirates and yelling at AI companions who don't listen? Of course, this announcement is light on details and heavy on déjà vu. But for a game that's raised hundreds of millions and still isn't technically done, any sign of progress feels like spotting a comet in the void. Fingers crossed VR doesn't end up as another stretch goal that stretches into oblivion. V-Racer mixes speed, haptics. After 7 long years in early access, V-Racer Hoverbike has finally slammed into full release, and yes, it's still one of the wildest, most physically engaging racing games in VR. Now available on Quest and PCVR, this futuristic hoverbike racer lets you lean, twist, and sweat your way through neon-lit tracks at blistering speeds. Guess what? You can use your body to steer, and the immersion is next level. Quest visuals hold up, though slightly hampered by Quest 2 limitations, leading to some blurring and frame dips in crowded scenes. However, Quest does have a unique ace: mixed reality. Customizing your full-sized hoverbike in your actual room is just chef's kiss. There's no shortage of content either. Career mode, time trials, weekly leaderboards, chaotic combat races, and a tense survivor mode. And if you just want to chill, free play has your back. H3VR leaves early access. After nearly a decade of glorious gun fondling and sandbox chaos, hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades, H3VR is finally graduating from early access, armed to the teeth with Steam Workshop support in tow. Update 120 is slated for release later this year, and longtime mad genius Anton Hand is opening the floodgates for modders to cook up their own ridiculous VR experiment. From its humble beginnings in 2016, H3VR grew into the unofficial playground for gun nuts, tinkerers, and anyone who's ever wanted to dual-wield sausages in zero gravity. Now, with workshop support, you'll be able to download custom loadout, game modes, and who knows what kind of unholy user creations. And yes, Hand still promises he'll sneak holiday goodies into your virtual stocking like a deranged VR Santa. Despite being built on Unity 2017, which feels like VR Stone Age, the game remains one of PCVR's most loved titles. For modders, fans, and VR historians alike, this is the game's final form, until Hand inevitably builds something even more unhinged. And just like that, we've reached the end of this week's pixel-packed prophecy. If your wish list didn't grow by at least 3 titles, check your pulse or your headset connection. From new releases to VR news that made us spit out our morning coffee, next week's looking like a buffet of immersion. So if any of these games snuck their way into your hype radar, hit that like button like it owes you money, comment your most anticipated title, and don't forget to subscribe, because next week we're doing it all over again, but louder, weirder, and with more virtual explosions.